Hello everybody, this is Josh from CollectionDX with another review. This time it's the ThreeA Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. This is the Bambaland exclusive version, so this one comes with an extra blaster that the normal retail version does not, but otherwise it appears to be the same toy. So this thing is pretty amazing. It is about 19 inches tall. It's all plastic. It's got some rubber tires. It's got some light up features. It's got an insane amount of detail, and it's quite expensive. So let's go through this and see what is up. So starting from the top of the figure, we have the fully articulated head. Underneath the head is a magnetic cap with two watch batteries that are not provided with the figure. They have to be sold separately, and we'll show you the light up features in a little bit. But it comes in the face mask look, and it doesn't appear that there's any way to change that to the lips mode, I guess you would call it. But the articulation is pretty good. Nothing earth-shattering. It's a single ball joint, but it feels good, looks good. Nice paint and weathering detail. There's also a few areas on here, the chest, that move, and you have to add these little doors in here. They're just on ball joints, and they have a tendency to bump out of the way, but be very careful. I imagine this stuff's very fragile. These panels also move a little bit in the chest, and there's a little door at the bottom there that you can't see yet. I'll show you that in a minute. Shoulder-wise, you have these kind of canister things here, and the whole shoulder clicks forward and back, up and down, and these will actually move a little bit to give some clearance, as will that as well. For the elbow, you have a clicky joint. It's a quiet click. It's there. And you have a bicep swivel. So there's a lot of good clicks going on with those joints. The hands feature individually jointed fingers. They're a little stiff, and they only go forward and back. They don't splay out at all. They're on a ball joint. And inside the hand is a circle here. And that circle is going to be used when you want to attach the blaster to the hand. So nice that they're doing that now. For the torso area, you do have a this pretty tight ball jointed torso. And you've got a little panel here that's on a ball joint as well. But that is really all you get. You might be able to get more. I don't want to push it out too much. So in the back of the figure, there's a few parts that have to be assembled. You have to put on these flaps here, the wheels, and these joints here. But what's interesting about these flap things, if you notice that there's a little notch in them, there's no real notch on the peg. So you just get really any way you can get it. It's kind of an awkward piece to put on, and I find that these pieces come off most when I'm posing it, but they do give you a little more articulation in here. These wheels are also parts that you have to add after the fact, and they are rubber, which is nice. At least the outside part is a weathered rubber, and the inside is sort of a chrome, and this is designed to just move out of the way when you're moving things around. And this one's a little more static than the other one. The legs have some interesting things going on. Here is that you have a movable knee guard, you have a back of the leg guard, and then this piece is also on a ball joint. So it gives you some room to show the double jointed kneecap. Unfortunately, even with those accommodations, that's about what you get for the knee, no more than that. But it's, once again, very clicky, very nice. Oh, I should also mention that there is a thigh swivel at the top of the leg here. And to make room for some poses, this piece also moves. While I'm up there, I should probably talk a little bit about the hip articulation. You get a little, I mean, it's not a bad range of motion, but it's not great either, because there are just so many panels that get in the way. You can go out, and once again, you're sort of limited by like where you can stuff these wheels. And I mean, it's enough, you know, it's not super, but it's enough. The feet have a whole articulated toe section, and you have a piece here that moves, you have a piece here that moves, and then the whole foot is on a ball joint, but very limited range of motion, as you can see, and rather tight. I mean, sometimes that squeak is good, but I mean, it's good to know he's going to be stable on his ankles, but at the same time, you hear that squeak and it's like, gotta be careful. The accessories, there aren't a lot. You get this claw assembly that just slides over the hand, and yeah, it's nice. It looks like he could rip through some stuff with that. Doesn't do much. And there's only one, so it only goes on one hand. There are two swords included. They're identical swords. They both have a Cybertronian symbol on them, and they have this piece on the end here that's removable. I don't know if he's really meant to hold these or if it's just for display, but what's going to happen is these are going to clip into the forearms and be the bladed weapons that Prime has. They're nice, nicely painted, nicely detailed. So to use the weapons, we just slide them into the open spaces in the hand. So this version, because it's a Bambaland pre-order, comes with this cannon, which is exclusive. It's sort of simple. It's got really nice kind of weathered detail, but there's nothing moves on it. It's rather light, but it looks cool. And the great thing about Prime is his joints are stiff enough that he can hold this without him tumbling over. A gun this large with less sturdy joints, it'll just topple over. So the first thing you want to do is line up the peg with the hole in his hand. And it isn't easy, because the fingers don't splay out. So you have to really just find that sweet spot where everything fits in and just clasp it around. And there he goes, holding his gun. Man, that's gorgeous. There is a light up feature that we talked about, and to activate it, the eyes are a button on the back of the head, and they're very subtle, but I think you can see them right there. And the other one that's not so subtle are these chest lights, but they give you a poker tool in order to access the button. Instead of just making the button something you can press, you've got to use this little stick to push in that section, and then you have these lights. I actually thought it was going to light up more than that. I think they could, for the money you're paying, they probably could have put a few more lights in there, but you just get these headlights right there. For batteries, they're watch batteries. They are AG13, and there's 4 of them. 2 go in the head here. 2, you unscrew this section right here. You just pop it off, and the batteries are right inside. So, confession time. I am not a big fan of this iteration of Optimus Prime, and I don't think I'm alone in that sentiment. It's been a vocal amount of Transformer fans, or even just fans in general, that are just like, that doesn't look like the Prime that I know. And I'm with them. I understand. I've gotten used to this design, but it's not my preference. However, ThreeA has done a remarkable job making this probably the best looking iteration of that character. he really does look like he stepped out of the movie. It's like you want to make a stop motion version of the movie with this. It's so freaking nice. It really is. Now, I'm not sure if the Bambaland pre-order in this is still open. I don't think so. But there are other pre-orders of the regular version. Like I said, it's just the same toy without that big gun. Running you just over $400, which is no small chunk of change, but if you are a 3A 3.0 collector, you should be used to that by now. Transformer fans should also be used to the higher prices that their items have been commanding, including third-party pieces and convention exclusives and import items. It's just, I mean, you look at that Ultimetal Prime and he's like almost $1,000. So this, I mean, at 400 around, you know, he's expensive, but damn, is he beautiful. This is Josh from CollectionDX.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks to the folks at 3A for sending this along for review. There'll be some links in the description where you can order your very own should you be interested. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.